And joining us right now is the sporting director, a.k.a. GM of San Diego FC. Tyler Heaps is with us here on 97.3 The Fan. Tyler, great to have you on again. How you feeling this morning?
Thanks for having me. I feel good. Obviously, coming off of results here on Tuesday and then getting ready to travel with the team tomorrow. But excited to be back in MLS play. We got a final push for this thing with 9 games to go, and then obviously hopefully the playoffs to follow. So just really trying to gear up for that, get guys healthy, and see what we can do the rest of the way.
I've loved this year in particular. I know this is funny, getting to learn some of the soccer lingo as kind of a newbie to MLS. The way you say getting a result, that always means a win, although technically isn't a loss a result as well?
Yeah, but it's all like, it's a good point. It is it's a very soccer heavy term, but like a result's also a tie. I don't think if I said get a result, a loss would not be what I'm referring to. It's more a tie or a win. So like when you go on the road, sometimes the difficult environments, you say, ideally we get a result. We're referring to a tie or a win. We just don't want to put the pressure on the group sometimes of trying to force yourself to go on the road and get wins, because it's also difficult to do in the league.
All right, that makes sense to me now. So a result is a win or a tie because you're getting a point or more in the standings. So Padres got a result last night against the Arizona Diamondbacks, which was good, 3-2. That's now they don't have the option of a tie. All right, so now that they're, I think, 9 matches left, first place in the Western Conference. Give us your overall kind of state of the state where SDFC stands now heading into the final couple months of the regular season.
Yeah, I think the results, you can look at the table and I think people would say we've done an all right job. And I think what I'm probably most proud of is the culture that we've built, and then also just the drive and what this team wants to still do. I think we can, we're putting ourselves in the best position to finish as high as possible. Obviously the playoffs are a little bit different here too. You'll probably figure out that very quickly as we get into it, but it's a best of 3 series first, and then you go on and then it goes single elimination. So, anything can obviously happen. I think from our standpoint, it's about taking it one game at a time. We got 6 on the road and 3 at home to end the year. And so trying to get guys healthy, trying to start playing our way and make sure we're doing the performances in a good way. And I think the results will take care of itself as they've done this entire year so far.
Talking to Tyler Heap, sporting director for SDFC. And one thing that we've learned, and we talk with Darren Smith, one of your broadcasters, he comes on every Friday, is the way you're doing this as a new expansion team without necessarily the depth that other teams have, like an academy youth roster to pull up from, that you're having to do this kind of on the fly this year and managing to get through all these matches that you play. Talk about what you had to do here at the transfer window, because I know you've added a couple of new players, including another announcement yesterday, another local kid from Escondido, Corey Baird, adding to the roster. How did this transfer window impact your team?
Yeah, I think Darren makes a good point. This has been the most unique and will be the most unique year we ever have. Obviously, we just started our academy class here on Sunday, but those are obviously very young. It's 2011, 2012, so those will take a little while before they start getting integrated into the first team. But from our standpoint, it was about finding balance on the roster. So that's how we approached the original roster build of how we went out and got it. And obviously we've had to, a few guys obviously have left us, which mean a few guys have come in, and we've really tried to attack kind of those young high potential players. So I know the Padres kind of traded all their prospects. We're trying to trade in all those prospects, but also make sure that they still have an opportunity right from the bat. So we had one young player, David Vasquez, who's just started the last 2 games. We had Pedro Soma, our new signing, make his debut on Tuesday. And I think they showed, for those that were at Snapdragon and those who were watching on TV, what type of players those are. And I think they're ready to perform right away. And we went out and got Corey Baird, as you mentioned, another local guy. And he's somebody that's had a lot of success in this league. He was on a very good Houston team and put up really good numbers. Obviously, his most recent form in Cincinnati hasn't been the greatest, but that's because they don't play, I think, to his strengths, and we think we can. So getting a guy like him in our locker room, someone who's been through the playoff push before, someone that's been in the postseason in MLS a lot of his years in this league, we think he can help from a culture standpoint. We think he can help push the group of forwards that we have currently and add to it. So we're not done yet. I think we'll still have 1 or 2 more potentially coming in. Still trying to figure out what those pieces look like and make sure that they make sense from a salary cap and everything else. But trying to prepare for now, but we're also trying to prepare for the future so that we don't leave ourselves short in years to come.
Tyler, can you kind of explain the Milan Iloski situation to fans? I know it's complex and there's salary cap, situations that you have to deal with. I feel like if the Padres acquired a player and he hit 10 home runs in a month, like the fans would go crazy. How can you let this guy go? He's been so good. But I know there are other considerations that were involved here. What's kind of the overall kind of explanation of how that went down?
Yeah, I'll say the overall explanation is that both sides wanted to get a deal done. We wanted Milan to stay for a number of different reasons. Obviously, his performance on the field, but also his connection to San Diego and everything else that came with it. And I think he wanted to get it done as well. The fact is that a lot of times short-term success obviously can lead to differing opinions about where they should be from a salary standpoint, and that's exactly what happened. I think what Milan's done in those, you could even call it, I'm not even going to call it 13 games, which is what he played. I'm going to call it 4 or 5 games, right? Because he had 6 goals in 2 games. What he did in those, I don't think will ever happen in MLS again. That scoring record in that short amount of time. And obviously he, at that moment, was trying to capitalize on his moment. And so he asked for numbers that we thought were much higher than where we intended to see him in the roster long term. And so we tried to work together. We had many different conversations. We tried to do short-term deals. We tried to do a long-term deal. We tried to do be as creative as possible, where we protected ourselves and this and the organization, and where obviously we saw him fit, and he was trying to do the same. And at the end of the day, we couldn't come to terms. I wouldn't say we left on quote unquote bad terms. Obviously, we wished him the best of luck. And I still wish him the best of luck. You never know. The sports world is a small world. You never know if he can come back around. But the reality is that we both wanted to make a deal work. He was trying to negotiate on very short-term success. And we knew the player very well because he had been in our organization for 18 months. So he's a player that Mikey and I first talked to over 12 months ago at Northland, and really had a conversation about where he saw himself and what he wanted to do in his career. We offered him an opportunity then that obviously didn't work out, and then he came back this time around. So it's an ever complex thing. There are so many different factors that go into it. But from our standpoint, it was we just couldn't get him to agree to a short-term or a long-term deal, and obviously he backed himself to go find that somewhere else.
If Woods was here, he would probably admit to you that he has a bit of a man crush on Mikey Varas, your head coach. Just the way he kind of carries himself, what he says when he talks to the media, how he seems to approach his team and every day. How happy have you been with that selection? Because I'm sure you had a lot of different coaches in mind that could have been the fit. And how good of a fit has he been for this team, this system, and this expansion season?
It's a funny one because, again, I think I got a little bit of stick for hiring Mikey because he wasn't this big name guy, and I think I had an opportunity to talk to 30 plus head coaches in that process. And Mikey was the one that I was excited every single time I got off the phone with him. And I think he's proven that he is one more than capable to coach at this level. And I think he's done an unbelievable job, and I think he's a perfect head coach fit. But I also think he's perfect for this community. I think the way he connects with the fans, the way he connects with the media, the way he approaches his day-to-day business. He's a terrific soccer coach first and foremost. He knows tactics better than some of the best I've worked with. But he also knows how to connect with human beings. And I think that's what makes him special and kind of puts him on another level. It's helped with our culture build here. He's got all the players behind him. You mentioned the style of play. He's very aligned to how we want to play football and how I see football. And so him and I have a really good connection and have obviously continued to build that. So he's been, in my eyes, he's been perfect for us so far. Again, we'll see now whenever we start to ramp up and get to the end of the season. But I have total confidence and faith in him as well as the staff that we've built together. I think they've been fantastic for us, and I'm really looking forward to see how we end this season and the years to come.
All right, a couple things before we go. First of all, Tyler has brought along with him, or at least his staff has helped him bring along some tickets to give away to the next home match for SDFC on August 23rd against Portland. So we're going to give those away at the end. Just wanted to let everybody know, courtesy of SDFC, a chance to win some tickets coming up. But before that, got a couple of road matches, including this Saturday at Kansas City. What are we kind of looking at here to start I don't know, it feels like the second half of the season. I know we're more than halfway through, but kind of after the Leagues Cup and back to competition, feels like there is a definite a line, a point where you're kind of crossing here going into the last stretch run of the year.
Yeah, no, Kansas City will be a difficult opponent. We obviously played them at home. We drew the game 0-0. We were disappointed with it. We thought obviously we probably did enough in the game to earn more or earn a better result. But I think we'll go there. I think we'll control the game. Again, we've got a lot of our guys in a good way at the moment. So hopefully we can go there. Ideally, we can score early. I think we've done a really good job in these League Cups games, starting us from a performance-wise really well in the first 15, 20 minutes of games, but we haven't been able to capitalize. So that's been a focal point this week from our group is how do we try to be ruthless in those first 10 to 15 minutes? Because if we can score early on teams and we start making them chase the game, it opens up space, and that's where I think we can really kill them. So hopefully we can go there. The team will travel tomorrow. We play, obviously, here it will be in the afternoon on the Saturday. So ideally we can go there, get a result, and then, we got another quick turnaround where we go up North California, obviously San Jose, and then, as you mentioned, Portland at home. We've got 3 games left at home, and those are going to be crucial ones. Every game at home is obviously important, but the more we can get these fans behind us, which they've been fantastic so far, especially that game against Portland, which would be a key game in terms of where the playoff seed could lie.
Oh, there's that soccer lingo again. You got a result against them last time. You just want to get a better result. Or as we'd say, you got a tie. You just want to win this time. Right? We totally get it now. We totally understand. Tyler, best of luck to you, SDFC, going forward. Appreciate those tickets. We're going to give them out away. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you, guys. Looking forward to being back.